my name is Keelin and I'm an SNA in room 5.
How many in your hand? Tell me how many is here. 3. How many is the table?
Yeah, I love it. I love the kids, the buzz, the atmosphere. It was a change from the secondary school that I was in. But yeah, I'm really happy. I first started playing football, so it was my first kind of activity, kind of movement. And then I slowly came away from the football about 2 or 3 years ago, and I was heavily involved in the football, like that was my life. And it was hard probably to turn away from that because that's all I ever knew. And then about January 2023, I gave from 5k kickstart 5k program a turn, and the rest is history. I just progressed from 10k, then progressed to a half marathon, then a full marathon, and then I said, what else can I do? And then I progressed to the Ironman. I seen a video, my coach put out a video. He only done the Ironman in Cork in 2023. I don't think I was even running at this stage. And I seen his race debrief and I said, that looks a bit of buzz. And I said, but like I knew I was a good while away from that, but it was always in the back of my head. And from the 5k then I just progressed all the way up, and I got a little bit maybe of self-belief. Or maybe I can do this, or maybe I can stretch myself. And then I just booked a ticket and I said, okay, let's go. And then that was it. I kind of just had to train. It was hard, but like very rewarding, very worth it. Like I met some amazing people as well. It's not just the medal, like it's the journey as well. And the people that you meet, and the friends, and the memories as well. Get to travel the world as well. January 2023, I was training for it, but I didn't really know at the stage. So I'm training 3 years now in January. So like I said, it was from a 5k kickstart all the way up to an Ironman. So in the making of 2.5 years probably, I was training. So I booked it last November, the ticket. I started training properly in the January. So you're looking at maybe 10 to 12 hours from January to May, a week that is training. And then it goes from about 15 to 20 hours from probably June till the end of September. So I was swimming probably twice a week. I was on the bike about 3 times, and then running maybe 4 times a week. But then sometimes I'd have to do a session in the morning time and then a session in the evening time. So you're training twice a day, probably 3 times a week. Yeah, and then you could be out on the bike for maybe 3-4 hours, 5 hours at a time. And then the next day you have to maybe run 30k. Yeah, so that was kind of in the peak, the really, really high end sort of things. Like I was really tired at that stage, like really, really tired. And I was questioning, like, why am I doing this? What's this for? Because I exercise to make me feel good. And I was like, this is kind of going against what I do. But then when I got to the race in the Ironman, I said, okay, I see what was happening. I see it was all worth it. The days leading up as well, I got sick every morning with nerves, anxiety, doubt. Will I be able to do it? Will I won't? I wasn't really able to keep any food down. Extremely nervous because you spend so much time, effort, energy, money. A lot went into it, and because I have such great support and people around me, I didn't want to fail. Not that anybody was pushing any pressure on me, but it was kind of for myself. I didn't want to fail, and the build up, and I felt like the whole of Dublin was watching me. So I was extremely, extremely nervous. But then once my toes hit the sand, I just had to kind of say, okay, Keelin, you're here now. I kind of just had to back myself, and the self-belief comes back in, and it was go time. So the swim is probably my least strongest discipline, and I was really nervous because like the swim, it's kind of dangerous. Like you have 3,500 other athletes in the sea. They could kick you, take your goggles off, elbow you. Like anything can kind of go wrong. So I just had to keep my composure, and I knew when my face hit the water, I said, I'm going to be an Ironman. The first 500 meters to swim, it just went perfect. It really did. I just found my rhythm and I just kept it going. So you have to have your head up while you're kind of swimming to see where you're going, because you think you're going in a straight line and then next of all you're over there and you have to swim extra meters. So that was one of the big things as well. So I surprisingly came out of swim really, really strong. It didn't even feel like I swam. The water was really salty. But other than that, everything was really good. It was just the adrenaline was just going. So I actually really, really enjoyed the swim. I didn't think I would, but yeah. So you come out of the swim, you go into transition 1, it's called. So you take your wetsuit off, goggles off, get all your bike gear on, helmet, you go out on your bike, and I love the bike. So it was all along the coast. Great support on the course. People can see your bib numbers and your flag is on it from where you're from. So you could see who was Irish or who was wherever. So when you went past somebody, the Irish kind of gave you a little bit of support. So that was a bit of a buzz as well. So yeah, I love the bike. Now about 150k in, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get off. I'm ready to run. Because I know the running is probably my strongest point. So I got off the bike and I just said to my friend, I'll just have to run a marathon now, because I knew the race was done. I was going to be successful. And I just enjoyed the pain. I smiled through it. And I just had fun. No pressure for times. The goal was to complete it, and that's what I done. There's very much a togetherness. Like we're all in this endurance event together. We have to have each other's back, and even along the course there was other athletes helping each other with bike mechanics and stuff like that. So it's definitely not every man for themselves. There's definitely a support, a togetherness, and even in the swim you have to put your arms around the athletes, but you don't know the athletes, and it's a really special moment. The swim, bike and run has to be completed within 16 hours and 20 minutes. So there's cut-off times. So if you don't make that, like your race is over. You have no medal, and you don't have any certificate, nothing. So that was really in the back of my head. And I done it in 13 hours and 59 minutes. So I was way, way under, but just the build up in your head and worrying for nothing. So the run is probably my strongest discipline. So I knew in the back of my head coming transition from the bike to the run, had to take all my bike gear off, put all my runners on. I knew in the back of my head, okay, Keelin, this is the strongest thing that you're good at. All your running club is cheering you on from home. So on the second loop, I got a second wind. I think I drank maybe 2 bottles of Coke and I went off again. Then I came to the third loop, which was the last loop. So you're kind of on the home stretch. Now it is dark. There's not many athletes back running still, and the support, you can kind of see it's going down and down. Now it still is great support until the last person comes in, but you're just kind of in the trenches, you're in the pain cave. So at that stage, I was running, walking. So then I came towards the finish line, and you have to ring a bell for your first time. So I'd say everybody could hear that from Dublin. I rang it that loud, and then I just seen all my friends and family came across the finish line, and it was just magic. And everyone's like to me, you had so much energy at the end. And I said, yeah, because I enjoyed every bit of it. I loved it. Like I said, no pressure, and no pressure for times, because I think that's maybe put on people a little bit, maybe, you know, for times and pressure. Just come back to why do you do this? It's just to have fun. Once you see the arch and you see your name and the time, it's like, yeah, it's worth it. All the long hours of training, and everything in between and juggling life. It probably one of the best things I've ever done and experienced yet. I believe that I can do anything now. I really do. Like in life in general, once you have that little bit of self-belief and the right circle and the right backing, I believe you can do anything in life.
Come on!